Hello, global family. How are we doing? Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. You guys have been so nice, so great. I really appreciate you guys. You guys have shown me so much love. So much love. I really do appreciate that. You guys have subscribed. You guys have comments. You guys have liked. You guys have shared. And as well as email. You guys have emailed me. I would like to thank you guys so much, so very much. You guys also emailed me. You guys told me that I have few viewers that called me, that emailed me and told me that not that they don't like the music, but they don't like me playing the music in my channel as far as what I'm talking. And first of all, I would like to say that I do not own any copyright to that music. For the record, yeah, they told me that you know, they did not like the music. You know, not that they didn't like the music, but they didn't like the fact that I was playing music on my station, with my channel. Guys, I will tell you, music is a big part of African culture. Music is a big part of African culture, and when I say African culture, I am not solely referring to the Africans on the continent. But I am also, anytime that you would hear me say African culture, I am literally referring to African on the Pacific, Africans on South America, Caribbean, and in Europe, as well as the United States. Okay, guys? That is part of our culture, that is part of our heritage. I would even tell you that music sometimes defines us. And I cannot say, when I'm referring to African as well, when I say African culture, keep in mind that Africa is very diverse. We have different cultures in there, but music always plays a role in all of the tribes and all of the culture. Music is a big thing on the continent and as well as outside of the continent. So, you know, I understand the fact that, you know, you guys point that out to me. But guys, I won't do it very often, but every now and then, I would be playing some music. This one was from Congo. I think the gentleman is from Congo. If you guys are familiar with it's Extra Musica. That was the one that I was playing. Extra Musica. If you guys are familiar with him, you guys can comment, you know, your 2 cents at the bottom of if you've heard of him. He has about almost 7 million viewers on YouTube. Yeah, sometimes I would play the African music, or sometimes I would play Haitian music. I am a great fan of the Jamaican dancehall. Sometimes you guys would see me coming in here with the Jamaican dancehall, you know, and stuff like that. So you might not see it quite often, but every now and then you would see, you know, you would be hearing some music. However, guys, we have to migrate in each other's culture, and that's one way, you know, one way. Like they're French, they're speaking French, but however, their music is very popular in the Anglophone part of Africa. Okay. We have to migrate. And that's what I tell people. And I said that in several of my videos. I told you guys that. In order for this movement to be effective, in order for this movement to be potent, in order for this movement not to die, okay, we have to appreciate all the conscious people, and anything that anybody, you might not agree with it, or you might not want it to be that way, or you would have probably have done it a different way. But if it is for the benefit of our race that is endangered species right now, okay? If it's for the benefit of our people, just be a supporter of it. Just support it, okay? Because I will tell you, they speak French, but their music is very popular in on the whole continent, okay? Even though they don't know what they're saying, but they just, you know, the Anglophone from Nigeria, you know, from all these other countries, they're dancing to it. In the Caribbean, you know, we're dancing to it. So, In order for us to be potent, in order for us to be effective, we must migrate in each other's culture. And like I told you guys, I've said it in several of my videos. You know, go and find you. If you from the United States, you Black American, reach out to the immigrant. You know, to the Black immigrant. Reach out to the Caribbean. Reach out to the African. And if you are African and you are from the Caribbean, you have to do that circle. Okay? Reach out to the African, reach out to the Black American, vice versa. You're from the continent, reach out to the Caribbean, reach out to Black American. Excuse me. We have to migrate within each other's culture. Okay? We have to, you know, find a way to find in some sort of affiliation within each other's culture. We cannot be segregated. We cannot be segregated. Far too long, 49 years now. I would say 49. In the 60s, it wasn't like that. In the 60s, it wasn't like that. In the 60s, you know, we all knew we only had one enemy, and we all knew that we were a global family. But since the 70s, 49 years later, God knows, I don't know what happened. Now, you know, everybody's, you know, in their own different world, okay? We have to find a way to understand each other and put our differences aside. Do not allow both stop to differentiate us so that we can, you know, keep up with the good fight and be very potent and effective to the movement. And I say the movement is a global movement, okay? Because we have people working very hard for us right here in America. We have Search for Uhuru, okay? Search for Uhuru. He's working very hard for us here in America. Like I said, these people, they may not have money. They may not have money, but just a word of encouragement, okay? Just like, for instance, when Dennis Amir, right now he's on the continent. He's grabbing information. He's paving the... It's not about him. It's not about him. He is very passionate and he takes it out at heart, okay? We have Dennis Amir fighting very hard for us. You know, sometimes we don't respect them because they don't have money. Sometimes we don't care about them because they're not famous, okay? But right now his work is speaking loud and clear for him, and we should consider that. We have Phil Scott. We have Phil Scott fighting very hard for us, okay? Just to name a few. Just to name a few. And we have Black Sunrise. We have African Superstar. All of them, they're fighting very hard. Okay? We have to value the work, okay? Because it is a global black movement. There's too much is going on, guys, for us not to stay connected and try to be aware and alert of what is going on. Okay? Guys, they really don't want us to have this conversation. They don't want to see this group. I will tell you right now, if they could have shut them down, they would shut them down ASAP. Okay, ASAP, they would shut them down. They don't want us to have this conversation. What they really want us to do, they want us to stay focused on sports and entertainment. They want us to stay focused on sport and entertainment. They want us to know what is going on in every sport, men and women's life. They want us to know all the sport or sport activities that are taking place. They want us to be there. They want us to fill the stadium. That's what they want. They want us to know all the entertainers' affair. They want us to know all the entertainment that is going on among us. They want us to stay focused on that. But they don't want us to know the bad part. The dirt that they're doing among them. The rituals and the dirt, you know, and everything that they're doing, they don't want us to know about that. They don't want us to stay focused on that. They don't want us to call them out on those dirt. No. They want to blindfold us with what they're exposing to us. That's what they want us to do. So that's why I really appreciate, and they are my inspiration, okay? I've always been that type of person, like I've told you guys in several other videos. But they the one that kind of triggers me a little bit because Phil Scott, Search for Uhuru, they the one that kind of triggers me a little bit into what I'm doing right now, because I feel like they need booster. And you all should feel just like that as well. They need booster, okay? Because they want us to be zombified, okay? They want us to be zombified of what is really going on, okay? One example. Can you imagine of a continent like Africa? A continent like Africa, who has all the resources of the world that we need in this 21st century. Okay? You and I, when we were born, we didn't come with anything. So whatever is on earth right now, I want you to think about it. Whatever is on earth right now, that's what we're going to use and reuse until God knows what the future of the earth is going to be like. But keep in mind, majority of that resource is in Africa. Imagine a continent like Africa has so much resource, and the resources are not to the benefit of its people. And I don't want you guys to think that it's the government of the corrupt government of Africa. Yes, they do play a role. Indeed, they do play a role in it. Okay, they are part of the problem. We cannot deny that. They are part of the problem. But at the same time, the same way that they're keeping us down, they are keeping them down too. Even though that there are greed of, allowing the continent to be in the state that it's in. But as well, you do have some of them that while they're thieving, they want to better the continent. And they can't because of the oppressor. And that's why I come in and told you guys. And I'm not the only one who said that. Okay? You would hear many conscious people will tell you the same thing. Africa will never ever be free if Africa does not have a strong armed force like its counterpart. Okay? Africa is going to need missile. Africa is going to need tank. Africa is going to need a strong army, and all the private sectors that all the other armies or armed force got. Africa is going to need that as well. I'm sorry. Okay, Africa is going to need that as well. Okay, and in order for Africa to be amongst them, because once Africa, right now Africa is not amongst them. Once Africa is amongst them, then Africa will truly be equal to them, and then it will be. Then we're going to have more developed. Africa will be more, developed. And another thing again, guys, why do you think that China is where it's at right now? China is not where it's at due to the fact of the quantity of, number of people that it has. No way. China is in the position that it is now. It's solely because China is well armed. China is well armed, and they know that. China could take down America and Europe at the same time with no help. They know that. And they know if China is about to fight, Russia going to stand for it. Because Russia, keep in mind, America collapsed Russia's 13th colony. Okay, the Soviet Union. Okay? And Russia is very upset about that. And Russia is trying as hard as it can to get back into, on top of where it was at, or even more. So Africa, it doesn't matter how much people there is in Africa. It doesn't matter the quantity of the number. It doesn't matter of the number of people that they have in Africa. But what Africa needs to think about is that individually they will not be able to fight it. Individually they will not be able to be any power. Okay? Any power. They have to unite. They have to come together. Okay? They have, and then right now it is Africa's season. Right now it is literally Africa's season. And that's why they're being so tough on us here in America, on the black people. That's right. Can you imagine that they named black extremists, which I don't know any black extremists that I can think of. I mean, come on, people are fighting for civil rights. I mean, far too long we've been fighting for civil rights. In 2019, we're still fighting for civil rights. But they want to, every time we group up to fight to defend our right, they want to call it a black extremist. But can you imagine that they say black extremist is worse than Al-Qaeda? I mean, go look it up. Go on YouTube. You're going to see those major networks are saying that. I think one news, I think the Daily News, one of the major networks, point out that black extremists, you know, they are worse than Al Qaeda, than white supremacy, all of that. You see how much they trying us? That's big time. That's a slap in the face. That's why they don't want us to get together, to rise, to unite in the United States. Because I personally believe, because me, I don't trust the numbers. Because you're not going to tell me China could fit into Africa, India can fit into Africa, okay, and many other, the United States, many other can fit into Africa. For you to tell me China has 1.2, 1.3 billion, or whatever number they said, India has 1.2 billion, and Africa has as much, I mean, that's equal to them? No, I don't believe that. There's no way on earth I'm going to take that. And that, I'm not the only one. Too many of us are not taking that number. Right now, Africa has to be 2.5 to 3.5 billion. That's my belief. That's my belief. Yeah, I don't believe in their numbers. Yes. Okay? So the amount of people that we have in Africa will not denote our power. Our power will come in when we are strong. Okay? And they know that. The leaders, they know that, and they're working on that, and they have other people that are working with them as well, you know, to get, because right now they're literally awakening and they're really doing baby steps. Okay? And out of Africa, I strongly believe, excluding those Latino and Latinas who less coarse-haired than me, okay? A little, you know, lighter than me, excluding them, because, you know, they're still struggling with, am I black or am I whatever, you know? I'm like, your culture is a culture, your culture is not a race, okay? So they're still having problems with struggling with that, but excluding them, I truly believe we are 1.2 billion black out of Africa. Now that I believe, between Europe, okay, between South America, the Caribbean, the Pacific, and North America, I truly believe that we are 1.2 billion or more. I truly believe that. And those numbers are very scary to them. Those numbers are like, they're alarmed. Because, you know, they probably did not realize that 40 years ago or 60, 70 years ago. But with the newest technology, with, you know, how things are advancing and moving forward, they can really come up to a very high close number. And by the time they realize that this number is so high, they're like, oh my goodness, we're going to have to do something about these niggas. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to also let you guys know that my YouTube channel is very for mature audience. Because on this YouTube channel, you're going to hear things that will be, you know, maybe discrepancy to you, some of the viewers. But it is very mature, yes. Yeah, like, you know, we are a large group of number. That is very scary to them, especially to the white supremacy, you know. But if they would only admit the fact that they are a mutated recessive gene, they would see why they have so many natural thing that is, you know, against them, and why, if I was them, I would want to mix my blood just to get a little bit of that magical melanin, you know, strength, you know. Or there's nothing wrong with sticking to your race. If you just stick to your race, but you don't have to be so hateful, so hatred, you know. And just because we already outnumber you. It's not we're already outnumbering you. So guys, I want you guys to be very alert. I want you guys to, you know, stay focused. And it's never, you don't ever get tired of hearing it. That's the thing. Don't ever get tired of the conscious people keep telling you, or repetitive, you know, statement in regards to, you know, be alert, stay focused, stay away from materialistic. Let's be a little bit less materialistic. Let's focus on trying to find a way to buy black. Let's try to find a way to, you know, get deeds, titles, you know, have a message to the younger generation. If you're 25, you should have something that you should have a message for the 15-year-old and the 25-year-old. You know, if you 35, same thing, 45 and up, you know, the older you are, you should have a message for the younger generation, because they are our future. They are our future, you know, and our ancestors have paved the way. They have paved the way. And right now we need to pave the way. And that's why I am a big fan. You know, I hip hooray, you know, search for Uhuru. I am a big fan of African Superstar. I am a big friend of Black Sunrise. I am a big fan of Phil Scott, just to name a few. Just to Dr. Mumbi, Woody Maya. You know, I'm just a big fan of them, just to name a few. Because guys, we need to network. We need to migrate within our culture. We need to let them know. We need to send a message. We need to let them know it's either you kill all of us or you don't kill none of us. Okay? Because the struggle is real. The struggle is real. They didn't want us to have this kind of conversation. That's not what they want. Listen, it's going to be a problem when they start seeing all these YouTubers are concentrating about Black Pride, Black Pride, Black on the social media. When they start saying that we really migrated, we're really going to, you know, at least visit the continent one time of your lifetime. I mean, if you are now, I don't care what age you are, to be honest with you. I think if you're 60 and under, you should try to pave a way. You know? But if you're older, I think one time, visit the continent at least one time, it will make a difference. And you know, it is something. It is something. It will be a learning of experience for you. And the people will be very happy to see you, because that rhetoric that is going around as far as Black American don't like African don't like Black American, that is not true. That is so not true. That is not true. That is not true at all. You know, that is not true at all. You know, we just need to, you know, individually get to know the person. You see, get to know the person, and you know, get to know each other's culture, love each other's, embrace each other. You know, because they don't want that. They truly don't want that from us. They don't want us to be united. They don't want us to love one another. They don't want us to embrace one another. Okay? They don't want us to network. They want that 1 point something trillion that we have. You know, they want us to keep having that money scattered left and right. Okay? If they respected us enough, they would try to get us that reparation. They don't even want to talk about that. Okay? Because of our resources. One of the biggest things is that the resource of Africa. They wanted to have it forever, because that is what is revolutionizing Europe and America. Okay? Without the resources of South America, without the resources of Africa, there is no Europe, no America. No Europe, no America. And they know that. They know that. So, guys, remember, these conversations, they must be continued. We must embrace these conversations. Don't ever get tired of hearing them. Don't ever get tired of spreading them at any event that you are in. At the dinner table, PTA, soccer, because I know a lot of you guys, a lot of you Caribbean play a lot of soccer. You know, here in the state, I know that. You know, every Sunday you see you guys at the park playing. And that's everywhere. Miami, here, everything. Everywhere. You guys play a lot of soccer. You know, basketball. You know, hang out. You know, we have to talk about it. And we have to look out for each other. We have to look out each other. Okay? Look out for each other. Okay? Because they don't want that. They want to keep our mind preoccupied. They want to keep our mind preoccupied. So, we have to be the better person and look out for us and look out for each other. Okay? So, remember, guys, Black don't crack and die. Black don't crack and die. Black multiply. Black don't crack and die. Black don't crack and die. Black multiply. Black don't crack and die. Black don't crack and die. Black multiply. I do not own any copyright to this music. Thank you. Have a great day.